There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic source. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone. Alright, nothing town to fuck AOBA. Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? Do you really? The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice committing a motor garage. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie as somehow the blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your... The lights are off. You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you. This is bad. Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping you from moving. For quite a long time, still ongoing. Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, some hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards a bolt, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol. It's not. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you. It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens. You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
The words have already left your mouth.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? No. You see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Freddy, please. One more time. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you? Don't be. It was funny. And anyway, who gives a shit? So what if you can't pull grade A pussy anymore? There are other things in life. More meaningful, more fitting for a man your age. This is Fata Morgana. It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me. And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is indifferent to your loneliness. This door can only be opened with a key. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room? No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful. No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the...
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. She just, you know...
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know you're vast, oceanic, utterly, and through a PA system by other people. You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic song. Who's laughing now? You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be...
You realize he is waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps...
Okay, then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area, now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice. Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Mm-hmm. Sure. But did you take it down from the tree? So, the body...
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approach.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
What? I have no idea what that means. What is this, a joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now?
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only...
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No. I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is...
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. What? Is that so? Mr. Feminist...
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
I don't know who killed him.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or...?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to...
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message. What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
Not so fast, Mr. Feminist. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now.
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend. And
there's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi. That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and... I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money...
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
You mean somewhere else to run up a huge debt? I don't think so. The union squeezed most places out of business.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place... But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to... Why did you say that?
No. But isn't that an expression, not a place? A saying, up on Marvel Hill, a great high place.
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here. Of course. What can I help you with? Me? I am just a gardener. I am pleased to meet you too, officer. Of course. Where to? There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken. Just coast. There's a little fishing village. What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Oh, that's...
She's relieved someone has come for it. Finally.
The harbor gates? Some kind of commotion? It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. No problem. Of course.
Kuno's got this!
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the...
It's loving in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouthhole!
Shits himself?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
We shouldn't do anything. You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be...
The fuck are you talking?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
All right, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there?
Irregular speech patterns, overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs? This warrants further investigation into this.
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno! Pig's choking! He's...
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how...
The usual being. Have you seen anything out?
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone. Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking... Mesk or I don't know. Some other place.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You haven't been where Kuno's been. You haven't been in Kuno's head. You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know what Kuno's been fucking up to?
Oh, don't tell him that, Kuno. It's lame.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night City.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll come up later.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That...
Yeah, you tell...
Looks like you're a fagari now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really...
You're testing...
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, pig?
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Yeah? Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Magie, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revachol.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Help!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his
Look.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psych...
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that, I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look. That Kuno's dad gets.
Relax. He can't read your mind. He doesn't know you were thinking that.
I can. Kuno can smell that violent shit. I know what you were thinking. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut his shit down. You know, you're nothing. You're a joke.
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna...
No, you're not. We can just...
Bitch, you...
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper. You don't know where I come from.
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but...
Click, 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 click.
Kuno does...
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take... I'm going away for a long...
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there.
Don't be traumatized.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid, the body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. Before you stands a motor carriage. The vapor emanates from the large... This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel. The frequency tableau lights up, and the soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide.
This is Precinct 57.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is her number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Received.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malak. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing...
Why not?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. What? No, why would you even think that? don't bring Gar in. I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the corpse. No one calls the police. The Union would get angry. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto police, but...
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation.
I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. With the Union. I'm sorry about that. No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people don't have the money to have the cables put in again.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further that...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later.
Yeah, go on. No, absolutely not. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. Just the stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in Whirling. I really liked her. We call her Scotty. Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've had sailors fighting. Union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you, well, you were worse than all of them. Honest, even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. We Go On by the OO. I can't listen to it anymore. You've to hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how... I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. And then screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that. And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke. Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little, especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened. Oh, all sorts of things. From disco, rock, which one would that be? Sad? I think the one you mean is the smallest church in San Sanz. Butchered that right up.
Interesting. You still have to find it, however.
Wait, really? No, this is absolutely not true. No, I was actually flattered. I've always liked him.
There's a pause. You can almost see her on the other side.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. I should have told him. Right, well...
You hear?
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious... Is
it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and
He what? He lost his badge?
This is Communication Officer Jules Pidieux, sir. You mean your partner?
What is he saying?
He's asking who...
I'm his goddamn boss.
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Wittmar.
Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his... Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's...
Satellite Officer Wittmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation.
Mullen dicked us.
"10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over."
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying it.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that.
New heights even for...
Ask him. Ask him if he's...
Sergeant Orson wants to know if...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is. No. It's gone.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your...
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will...
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
It's a single shot kill A9. And...
Says it's a kill...
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly he doesn't have his Villiers.
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my,
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Noor by himself. But this going...
Oh, I can't. Fuck.
I'm not going to...
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. That's a negative.
What's he saying?
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party.
Sure have vanilla waffles with you.
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This isn't... Tell him to apologize.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you should...
Who?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be referring to himself.
Fire water? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and...
Satellite Officer V. 10-4, affirmative. Officer in...
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
A metallic drawer slides out.
Take what you need, officer.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap. It's robust. Lets you see things in the dark. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheat, the white suede feels luxurious as you tap on the gate.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without...
Translation. We're not going alternative translation. Don't even think. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes, guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You could... No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2... Wow. Okay. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling. No matter how strong you think you are, this is really not something you should be attempting to do with your... This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock. Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the...
The quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough. Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly...
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought, what happened, man? You used to be cool. Get your drink on and your act together. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it...
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with a...
Well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Okay then. Maybe you're callous yourself.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the... They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today...
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried, he was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Absolutely out of...
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad... Your body is ready, sire. A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and mazout. Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week, so tell me, what do you need? He ain't one of us drivers, I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the...
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions, a sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal fire...
Relax. He's merely joking.
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods. Track. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out. Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane and half the... I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane and half the company. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like A strike negotiator type. They know what's up.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drug.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you...
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't the bosses, man. Makes sense. It sucks is what it does. Don't be a stranger.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest." What did he do? You have no idea. High above you, the king stands triumphant. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. No response.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave. Why? I just...
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. The box seems "Eat shit, pig," "Fucked by the coon," and "Sent G with a crown" have been scribbled on it. Jenny, the mail collection box seems cathartic. Thankfully then, so do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl. You're fooling nobody.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now. Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly, but we've been doing fine so far. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses. Of course, sir. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to... And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. What's that mean? And everything's better now, sir? That's great, sir. More about books, maybe? Oh, kings and queens. I think that's what...
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Maybe 100? Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall, nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
Oh, Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, the man from Hjelmdal. It's a... Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. Mind your own business, sir.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening. Good sir. What does a young child do with money anyway?
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
Indeed.
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
The woman before you scans the store.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not...
What in God's name is she talking about? You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to...
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put us... Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring. You see some kind of charm. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against inhabitants of... Aside from poking at it suspiciously...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be...
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtain?
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees. I told you. You do? My God. Even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. No! Please just talk to me.
Talking is always... The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before... You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in...
I warned you. You're unleashing force...
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets. What if you just break it down? That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid, steady breathing, solid core. The room is dimly lit. It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. Only an echo. No one is there. Ow. Shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Are you alright? These look...
What is going on there? I warn you, don't tempt the...
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes, an endless variety of source books. There's also books in a board game section. Who wants a towering mountain?
Wonderful board. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. Then you're a lucky man. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. Lousy. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the crime fiction. These books, what's more, not a single mention of all you see. Dick Mullen, a killing is declared. Oh no, turns out he faked to solve a case. Yes, tragedy. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question.
Oh, crap. You're a police officer, apparently.
Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. The plaque on the...
I would say the book is also very daring. Perhaps...
Do her...
Certainly.
You feel like you should get this one. Browsing suddenly, high speed next to that.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to run.
Several maps have... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of it. This large Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir, archipelagos disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Yukon. On 850 million people live on these little dots. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy, it connections to other worlds. Words past the Incelindian.
Chuta ele quem, Vilar? Se liga, meu.
You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast to the east, Huron. It's so small. No, this is somewhere to be. It's not still. This large ozone disintegrate. In the northeast, the ocean connections. You have little. Perhaps they are gods.
I'm sorry, they're quite valuable. Though they might be that old. From when some...
The place doesn't...
They didn't get that far. For some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice. Always good to be informed of your...
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate the...
The worn map features the patchwork. Your finger moves. Finally.
For a more detailed view of the map...
Your finger moves through the various... Finally.
For a more detailed view of...
This bookstore is not the point of the book. Its wholeness, when it's up to your mind, amidst the point of the book, and many others on this various paranatural book.
I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door.
Hello again, sir.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Don't you welcome to Revacholmi. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture. Every school of thought and government has failed in it. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol. It's...
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant
Whatever you say, officers. Not the most popular topic, no. I'm not the people who've studied these things say that you...
Oh?
Go.
Lieutenant, not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks. Wriggled out of it.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of people who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidental... So, lately we Occident... The problem? The damn kips are... It's what the kips of boot... It's true. Also, you need to realize the danger. Don't push your...
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays. Their logo is the bloodless rose.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. I don't know. Let's see. I don't really know what Hypnogamma is.
Nosafed heals +1 health.
St. Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various... The tear machine...
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's... you need a bag. Feel free to use it if you find a bag.
very stuck. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this spot. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work! Right to...
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Rights of people. Rights of workers.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Might be time. Don't let the I don't trust cops, but I can... Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not... We have families to...
So do we, Scott.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss. I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side in pity.
Let us work!
Honest men and women with rights to work. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of...
I have a question. Why do all these men follow?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. When a bunch of ungrateful beats me, they mumble nonsense about all...
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in... Yes, of course.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't... Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters. Why don't you go arrest them?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home. At least for now. If you can...
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the...
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. smells like politics, though.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay. Beats me. Someone gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. These scabs ain't begging. They ain't holding on to their integrity. Good one, officer. Don't worry. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open... I don't operate it.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
I walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Seminese supremacist there. Walk right, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical, or you could convert to a Seminese supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible. Not yet, no. He's...
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly... Sure. Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin narrowly slips by you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk. Was not meant as provocation.
The boyadero stares at you with respect. Then, just...
Right. Always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike.
Nobody betrays your...
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm sandwiched. What is this androgynous display of sex?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic, and you feel your blood pressure rise.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in... This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
Yes.
He means alcohol.
Correct. My smalls. Al-Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison. A parasitic fungus that has colonized your race.
Intentionally fermented drinks have existed for
This is a fabrication the alchemists of Yizot and Bashir and the Rolam and Rul have fed your people. Go on, believe it. Why don't you have another drink? Your features are not...
Oh yeah, Measurehead.
Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al-Ghul. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving order.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Look at my chronology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a... You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Kroikos. But now your ascent to the genet, you will be super...
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. Enough with this begging. You bring your troops to the Simonine Island. The walls will be lined with bottles.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electric.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from you. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race. Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. Excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are a receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet, you know them by the names of their nation-states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and...
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Huhu, are much more lactose intolerant. In some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades. Green, orange, and even yellow tassels have also been seen on hats.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the Golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have Type A race propensities. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Semenese and the Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Semenese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rested. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Type B are the unheroic races. Amorphous, non-competitive.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect description.
Yes, to an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a hand sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking Al Ghul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb, and for eating potato. The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with that. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates. Like,
wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock, elected by nature. Not the Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the Racial Cauldron. Too mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little...
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zaraz-ridden potato carts. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Khoiko to the Occidental. Enough of Type mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Lesser races like the Mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a Mesk woman and a Semenese man. Only possible if the mother is Mesk and the father Semenese. The other way, the Mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an estate. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Simonis with the Koiko to produce a super worker. This will never happen. The Simonis and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito. We will never. But enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformed. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even... You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to do. Oh, don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma. Mr. Claire is a man of vision and means. He has the will to come. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. You're petulant individual. Of course you are. Revacholian man. The failure of communism to challenge the world order is the core of your race. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Stop explaining yourself. No one cares about your beliefs. The conversation has moved on. Tell me, what degenerate... Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Simonis race. The South Island race, haplogroup R4A. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. Good.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist...
That will be the...
He will grant us 3 with...
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not...
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. Racists are generally not very good examples. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenology grid on my skull and features. Correct.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only word... Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goransi Kobek. Please. It's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his left. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiled. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent... The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door. It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like... Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not.
Fine, okay. A little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about... So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both...
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball. That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime. You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Already your muscle. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. An embodiment of pure motion. A fine. Behold the fear and confusion reflected in the eye. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
A whorehouse of shit. It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters.
What the hell is your problem? I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful. You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
Salve, Felipe. Joia.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull.
Take it easy, René. This is just a...
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull. Good. Mistakes are forgiven.
Cara, comecei a jogar agora, eu tô muito perdido. Mas é. Primeira run.
Did you approach us?
Yes. Why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Tô só lendo milhão de diálogos aqui.
I have no qualms about
Tentando entender algo.
enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the union is the law, so cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks.
Realmente, eu e ele somos dois perdidos.
Really, officer. Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes up. Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a I do. Fire from heavy artillery. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy... Fine. What do you want now, then? Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't, though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Um pouco de paciência, você vai ter uma das melhores experiências da sua vida, te garanto. Cara, esse jogo realmente ele promete muito, mas você precisa entrar bem nele. Senão eu abandono.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the
Eu tô curtindo.
The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs.
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
É muito diálogo, tá maluco.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil. Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell on the city before they
Esses velhos tão putos porque eu joguei a bola pra fora.
The city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition,
Nossa, no primeiro dia você já tiver umas 600 minutos ali. Eu tenho que ver, eu tô tentando fazer certinho as coisas aqui. Não sei o que seria certo também.
Of course they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table.
Porque o jogo ele vai te tacando um monte de informação da história do jogo assim, sem você saber nada. E eu fico tipo, só lendo umas palavras que eu não sei o que significa.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for... I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned to Revachol. Or even if Sabda... Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. Ah, yes! King...
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of...
A superpower, feared and respected. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded. A nation is only as strong as its leader.
Don't get started on that again. What happened?
The Carabinier doesn't reply.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple-nose candy the nobility loved so much.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum.
I'm satisfied with this.
Of course. Clarity of vision.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only...
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
From what I've seen of the officers of the RCM... But I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies, right?
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Eu recomendo você explorar bastante o mapa nos prêmios de interagir com o cadáver e o menino por perto. Eu vi esse piazinho chato pra cacete.
The metal feels cold. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. That's cool.
Maluco. Pia maluco.
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast. You know this to be the star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian church. This coin-operated viewer is facing. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of summer?
There was a revitalization project in 14. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that we should have done something about the union.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch them. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out. Really?
Eu vou ficar meu XP porque eu tô ganhando, mas não faço a mínima ideia quanto que eu tenho de verdade. Onde que eu vi isso? Deixa eu ver aqui eu já fui ganhando XP, mas não sei onde que eu vejo quanto XP eu tenho. Skill. Ah. Oh, bosta, eu cliquei sem querer no bagulho. Ah, tá, eu consigo voltar, ainda bem. Tá, o que será que eu pego? Eu vou pensar. Homens e mulheres, isso parece foda. Eu vou pensar ainda.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter?
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group. What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for what...
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded
Tô vendo que essa mulher vai falar demais,
the
né?
king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes, Son-Baptiste, Elysium, and
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of them they started is an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between centuries of care, deliberation and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over.
with your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Você parece ser rico, pode me dar algum dinheiro, eu vou falar isso pra todo mundo.
Why, yes I am. Of course there are. We're on an arc. Yes, we are. We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up coupe.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol.
Neither is
É o
this.
nosso carro turbinado.
I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's... Why, what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
Que isso?
Before you do, it might be pertinent to ask a few more.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class? Think nothing of it, officer. What's a little class conflict between the boat? No, it is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft. A 19 my sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder wheel.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Officer, I assure you, I'm a highly...
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain. Qualified pleasure craft operator.
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but the other time I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter.
Actually, you don't. The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
The Wayfarer Act is one of the few pieces of legislation. It's one of the foundational laws in Revachol, designed to limit the authority of... It's a law that keeps Revachol what it is, in limbo.
I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act. Unless it's their passport. No. Do you want to ask for the lady's passport?
Of course.
The woman is silent, smiling, while the Republic of Vespa, formerly the Republic of Vespa Messina, it is a stable country, and yet the woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol.
Yes, but please, Joyce is much more efficient. My husband is. I have dual citizenship, a Vespa type.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Good. Everything. Right up to, but not in... First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. Good luck is only kept in...
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM...
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
But I am derailing us. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Oh, so you've met him. Has he been...
My colleague has his peculiarities.
Of course. To each their own. Let's say I was not made...
And when did you?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in...
This isn't the first time the union has gone...
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and...
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you... Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator. There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker, a member of...
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything, really, it needs, just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening... And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the word...
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about...
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertised...
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, if they were organized by Wild...
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost... Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I... He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone... Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother. Except for that lazy eye, it's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must organize labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brother...
A mob. The Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the
Cara,
Debardeurs...
tudo que eu leio as coisas, e chego no final, eu não faço a mínima ideia mais do que eu li. Tipo, eu não sei nem quem que é esse Debardeur, mano.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous 4...
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, indeed. The company suspect the point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Essas histórias são bem inúteis, só se quiser entender de cabo a rabo a história. Eu tô percebendo, mano. É um monte de...
Thank you for your concern, man.
Tem encheção de linguiça, mano.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Alguém representante de Wild Pines.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge.
How curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear.
She must have been suspecting.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. I mean, favors for favor. Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all along. That you convince yourself.
Esse aqui vai ficar bom.
Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and...
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors.
You're in, but expect her to drive.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open... The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with... Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a...
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Hey. Psst. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. Good. We need 10 men like you building gargantuan communism. Word on the street is, it's going to be 10,000 times. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and
A gente tem que saber que está em Martinez, que é o distrito de Viva Fall, que é um lugar em Jamrock. Para onde seu distrito está tudo. É, eu entendi metade disso. Só o Jamrock, eu não estava ligado.
Or do we get right down to it?
Não, eu vou abraçar o comunismo.
failure. It's about failure. Of course you do. You are failure. You are you alone. Against every living thing. Against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an imposter. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed. Now get to work, comrade. Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Too late to back out now. You can't make.
E aí, por perto tem Porto, onde seu parceiro trabalha, e aí vocês foram enviados juntos nessa missão, porque os dois distritos não chegaram a um acordo nenhum dos dois distritos que ficar com. Teve um show, aí cada um mandou um detetive por aí. Tá, calma. Só ver um bagulho que eu posso para nível, mas eu vou dar uma esperada ainda, porque eu ouvi falar que eu posso repetir um teste que eu errar. Se eu opar, então eu vou dar uma olhada depois nisso. Eu terminei de internalizar. Tô quase terminando o nazismo em 3 minutos. Socioeconomia masoviana. Deixa eu ver. Parece uma reação. -2 cálculo visual. Suas pensas que o comunismo foi uma ideia maluca que sofreu sua punição há 40 anos. Uma febre que sacudiu o mundo para não começar a tornar. Estão certos, até que ele acordou hoje. As pessoas que para ele, comunismo ainda é relevante. Ele era a erguer comum. Ai, mas texto, mas puta, a merda é que tipo, solução. Como que eu vejo a solução? Poxa, eu não consigo passar para a solução. Tá. Vou ver que eu perco 2 daquele troço ali, né? Tem umas coisas tudo errado. Eu perco 2 de cálculo visual. Parece uma bosta. Pelo menos aí eu consigo instaurar o comunismo. E eu vou virar. Eu não consigo virar feminista. Tá.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota. Evening falls.
Porque esse daí é um curimundo. É um curimundo. E a lei aí é o sindicato, por isso eles não respeitam muito a gente. É, pior que isso eu percebi.
The vows are blood and flesh. Lower intestine. The term is fascism, Brota. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Quit stalling, Brota. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane. Yes, women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. That's what fascism boils down to.
Mas eu sou feminista.
No.
Did you know you can forget thoughts? Go to your thought cabinet and forget all about foam.
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach. You're going to keep your vooz, right? Keep your vooz, Brota. For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the women too often. That's why you're the head. Of course you are, Brota. Of course.
Então agora eu... Calma, que eu fiquei errado. Não é isso que eu quero ver. Aqui o troço não aparece mais. Sei lá, né, então.
Advanced Race Theory.
Teoria avançada. Ah, tá. Acho que tava... Ponto de habilidade. Também daí... Não sei se eu quero gastar um ponto de habilidade pra isso. Acho que eu vou usar esse troço. Esqueço. E aí eu troco. Deixa eu falar com ele.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, Or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Cara, eu não achei essa sacola, velho. Eu achei o troço da garrafa falando que eu precisava de uma sacola, mas não achei. Ou talvez eu tenha no meu inventário e não me liguei. Será que eu tenho no meu inventário e não me liguei?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
Depois eu vou dar uma olhada.
Yes.
Quero só terminar esse diálogo.
Knowing this does not really change.
You're back. Good. What can I help? It's quite straightforward. Someone is
Essas vão
using
terminar
terminal
bem
B
para
to
contrabandear
smuggle raw
ingredientes
ingredients
brutos da
from the
isola
Samara
samariana
Lisa
para
line into
rebaixar
Revachol with
a
the Union's
obtenção do
blessing.
sindicato de diferenças
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal...
Cara, essa daqui é a mulher que mais fala Jesus Cristo.
Do you mean to say the Union also produces?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not... Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking...
While Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade.
Do you
mean to say the Union also...
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the dock workers you...
The handoff. The motor lorries at the...
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. And I'll be explicit. If you find this driver...
Ai, Jesus Cristo, de diálogos, pumba, velho.
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently there's some...
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement.
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no... Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour on...
Well, at least this so...
What is that?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wonder...
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need... How do you think they're financing this strike?
There was a shakedown of local businesses.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely... Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. Then loaded onto lorries and driven to... Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't. Look at that lady. Take a gander. A well-kempt, yet taste wild, dull orange pearls. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that's within reason. Now look at you. You misery-clad simp. Barely able to tie your own laces. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... Maybe you could ask...
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Nacionalidade rebaixou ali no outro front.
Of course.
Wow, you work hard. Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. Oh, yeah. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. That is the sign of a hustler who never... A little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those... It ain't easy. But you do it, day in and day out. You didn't log that in as a donation either. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Are you rich? Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than... The guardsman has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. Boo-hoo. The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the... Look, the immigrants are cool. The immigrants play cool. That's right. 100%. Fucking Gene. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate that is Revachol? You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, 98% of all your money.
Não dá muito... Que é isso?
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people.
Cara, que bagulho insano, velho. Tá, deixa eu ver quais são as coisas. Formas de taxação indiretas. Primeiro, se tem um ele já sabe. Dá pra taxação indireta pelo Estado tendo compatível com todos os créditos. Tá. Então, pior que eu ia voltar. Pegar. Qual o nome? Sei lá, eu ia voltar a pegar a sacola e falar com o maluco da ponte, mas agora tinha mais essas coisas, eu queria vazar, velho. Eu queria fechar esse jogo, já tô há 3 horas aqui. Já deu, mano. Só que agora já apareceu um monte de sidequest, um monte de personagens, Jesus Cristo. Acho que eu vou pegar a sacola que você disse, que eu não sei nem o que é direito. Um estrado do maluco de ressaca. Que estrado do maluco de ressaca. Ele naquelas escadas, tem cara de ressaca. Acho que aqui tinha uma escada e tinha um cara, mas não parece estar de ressaca. Não achei nenhuma sacola. Ah não, ali. Eu chego ali. Tem que abrir a porta, não? Mas eu acho que essa. Tá. Ah, eu acho que eu vou finalizar aqui por enquanto. Só ver
There
o
are
que são essas
several
coisas.
footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anyway, every work, isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
Cálculo visual tem -2.
Heavy worker's boots with reinforced... Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear? What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are...
Bosta. Tem de moral.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material eaten. It's nothing. Someone just left some roof because there's a secret door. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Bem, eu vou finalizar por aqui.
What is this then?
Que já foi bastante.
Shed?
Falou!